smash the like button and subscribe. Try to chop the like button and subscribe. What to do, what to do. This is the Brothers on Books podcast, where we find great books that will give you real value and actionable steps and have fun in the process. Please reach out to us at brothersonbooks@gmail.com for any book recommendation, or if you would like to be a guest host for a particular book you have in mind. A great review or rating on whichever platform you're listening to would be greatly appreciated. And lastly, if you can think of any friend, family member, or coworker that might like this episode, please pass it along. For the original episodes, the OGs, please visit brothersonbooks.com. I'm Alex Elwile, and today I am alone. I am doing a solo mission. Just if you joined us last week, you heard Jack's solo mission on his goals. And this week, I'll be discussing my goals. So, a lot of times we can lose sight of the fact of why we started doing this. I don't know if we really ever went over it, but Jack and I just independently read a lot. And then we decided to just do this podcast somewhat during COVID. But the point is always to learn, and most importantly, is to implement the knowledge that we've gained into our lives. So for the past season, the books that I read either by myself and discussed or with Jack were Collective Illusions, Bookseller of Cabal, Grunge of Giants, The Night Circus, which was just sort of a fun fantasy book for myself, 32 Lessons from a 10-Day Fasting Retreat, Inside Out Coaching, Failed States, Give Me Shelter, When Breath Becomes Air, Currency Wars, and The Coddling of the American Mind. So some of my goals, and I guess somewhat from how I'm going to implement it from these books. My first goal and what started with one of my goals for the year was to get up to 10 rental units by the end of 2022. So currently I'm at 6. I bought a triplex in the middle of June of this year. So that would have been the addition of 3. I learned a lot from talking to Ivy Zellman and Give Me Shelter. I'm just going to continue to look into that. I have to fix that triplex up a bit. I'm just looking for more deals and to expand sort of that set of revenue income to the 10 units, and hopefully I can then expand from there. One of my other goals that I really sort of stuck with from when we talked with my old soccer friend Sammy on Inside Out Coaching, I've recently started doing some private pickleball lessons. Currently just teaching really a couple families and their sort of friends, but I am now looking to teach at a private club. So hopefully I'm going to be able to get in there and build a larger client base and then sort of move out. And ideally, I would like to move out and start running some clinics and maybe try and do some online content for pickleball as well. Finally, some of my other goals are, I guess, not necessarily goals at this point, but some of the other things that I took away from some of these books. When Breath Becomes Air, that really, I think, gave you a good look at how you should, sort of think about life and your own mortality. Just from some somewhat philosophical standpoints, Failed States and Currency Wars, I get into a lot of more now so than I used to. I get into a lot of political and philosophical debates when I'm around some of my friends. So, those just tend to give me a different perspective, somewhat of an opposite perspective on how, I guess, the country as a whole maybe should be run and fiscally how you should behave as a country. So, with that, I guess as we're kind of running into the end of 2022 now, it really seems like the year's gone fast. My main goals for the end of the year, for January of 2023, would be to yet again expand my real estate holdings to 10 units, to win a 5.0 pickleball tournament for men's, and continue to coach in the pickleball realm and build up my client base and eventually start doing some clinics. So with that said, please reach out to us at brothersonbooks@gmail.com for any book recommendations, or if you would like to be a guest host for a particular book you have in mind. A great review or rating on whichever platform you're listening to would be greatly appreciated. And lastly, if you can think of any friend, family member, or coworker that might like this episode, please pass it along. I'm Alex Elwile, and as always, it's been a pleasure. Thanks.